stressed for so long, so stuck in my own way. So I'ma enjoy this moment. It's the day that the Lord has made.
Hey everybody, it's your girl Nisha. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Before we get this video started, please make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. And make sure that you hit that notification bell so you can get notified of when I'm posting. So I just posted a video just of I'm back on YouTube and I'm going to be posting. And so today's video is an important one. And the topic is your circle your cage? So let's get right into it. So the definition of a physical circle is a round plane figure whose boundary, which is the circumference, consists of points from a fixed point, and that's the center of the circle. So if you took geometry, you kind of get the idea of what I'm trying to say. But we all know what a circle looks like. The definition of a physical cage: a structure of bars or wires in which birds or other animals are confined or contained. And we've all seen the doggy cages. You know, when you go to the pet store, you've seen those cages, so you know what they look like. And so let's take this a step further and look at it from a spiritual aspect. So the definition of a spiritual circle is something or someone that surrounds you and protects you and makes sure you are going where you need to be in life. So when you have a spiritual circle, this is a group of people who are surrounding you. They are supporting you, and not surrounding you physically, but surrounding you spiritually. They're constantly praying for you. They're interceding on your behalf. They're fasting on your behalf, and they're doing so many different things to encourage you to grow in God. And a spiritual cage is something or someone that is holding you back, that wants you to be stuck where you are. They want you to be stuck in this dark place, and they are keeping you from growing in God. And this can be yourself, friends, family, a job, etc. Anything that's preventing you from growing in God. So it's important to be mindful of who we are surrounding ourselves with, because we have people who are praying on us instead of praying for us. And we have to truly think about that when we start making these connections with different people, whether it's a friendship, relationship, partnership, whatever it is. It's very important to go to the Lord and to pray when it comes to these relationships, to ensure that, you know, who you are around is who's meant to be around you, because not everyone can go where God is taking you. So it's important to think about that. One scripture I wanted to read, Proverbs 18:24. Also, don't mind me, I'm looking down at my phone because I have everything written down, my memory. I struggle to try to remember a whole bunch of information at one time, and I tend to forget something. So you'll occasionally see me looking down at my phone, reading my notes. But Proverbs 18:24, a man that has friends must show himself friendly, and there is a friend that sticks closer than any brother. Now, you know, we all have siblings. Well, some of us have. I know there are people in the world who are only child. But for those of us that do have siblings, we know what it's like. You know, we have that close connection with our siblings. And essentially, we have friends in our life that in turn become our spiritual siblings. And we become so close with them that, you know, they're like a sibling. It is important to have friends like that who are going to stick close with you, and again, who will encourage you, uplift you in so many aspects of your life. Proverbs 22:24-25. Make no friendship with an angry man, and with the furious man thou shalt not go, lest thou learn his ways and get a snare to thy soul. So it's important to, again, tying it back into being mindful of who you are friends with, because you have people who are jealous of you, and that's a real thing. There are people that's going to say, oh, how come she got this and I don't have it? I did the same. I put the same amount of work in. Like, why is she here and I'm not? So it's important to be mindful, because there are people like that, and you're like, whether you know it or not. And I would encourage you to pray on that, and ask God to show you that. I know a while back, I don't know if it was the beginning of this year or the end of last year, but the Lord had gave me a dream, and I will always remember it. And I don't know where I was in the dream, but all of a sudden it was a snake biting my neck, and I felt myself shaking in my sleep. And you know, I went to church that following Sunday and just got prayer, and you know, and asking the Lord to protect me from anyone who's not good for me, or for anyone who has ill intentions towards me, to protect me from them. And, the Lord delivered. A lot of people that I thought I was cool with, and that I thought that I was, very close with, and, that cared about me, they started falling away. The connection stopped. And so it's important to pray to the Lord in regards to those that are in your life. And so it's two questions we should always ask ourselves. Are the people we hang around, are they our circle? Meaning, are they moving with us when we're elevating in God? Are they, like I said, are they supporting you? Are they praying on your behalf? Are they praying with you? Are they encouraging you to read your word? Are they going where God is going with you? No matter what their relationship is with God, are they encouraging you to go higher in God? Or are they moving with you so they too can grow in their relationship with God? And then the next question is, are who we hang around our cage? So when we are moving and growing in God, are they trying to hold us back? Are they trying to spend so much time focusing on where we used to be instead of where we are now? And are they trying to sow discord and confusion in your life? Are they jealous of you? Are they always saying, whenever you talk about God, are they switching the conversation, or are they saying like, oh, I don't want to hear this? We have to think about that. And um, so one person that had a circle in the Bible was Jonah. And the story of Jonah is, in a nutshell, is that Jonah uh, was a messenger. And so God told him to go to Nineveh, and Jonah was just like, no, he went to Tarshish. So he went in the opposite direction of where God told him to go. And so it ended up not working well for Jonah. He ended up on the ship, and the Lord sent a storm, and there was these sailors on the ship, and they were like afraid, and so they were like praying, and Jonah was just fast asleep. And they went to Jonah and told him like, hey, you need to get up and pray to God, like, and thank God, because there's a lot going on, you need to pray. And Jonah continued to sleep, and it turned into him getting swallowed up by a whale and things like that. And that's when he cried out to God. And that's why it's so important to have people like that in your life who encourage you to pray, who encourage you that when you're in your lowest moments to go to the Lord, and to not just and they tell you, the first thing they tell you is go to the Lord first, and then come back to me, and then we'll have a conversation on what the Lord said. And people who had a cage in the Bible, we look at Job. So Job was a man in the Bible. He was considered to be a very wealthy man. He had so many animals, over 8,000 animals in total. He had 10 children, I believe. And, he was married. He had a lot of land. And so the enemy, or Satan, was going around the earth trying to, and it says in the scripture, seeking whoever he may devour. And so the Lord told him, have you considered my servant Job? And so in this moment, the Lord allowed Satan to test Job to see what Job would do if he lost everything. So his children was killed, his land was destroyed, animals were killed, and all Job did was just give God praise. And that's why it's so important to give God praise in the good and the bad. But when Job lost it all, his friends told him to curse God. His own wife, y'all, his partner, his spouse, his rib, told him to curse God, told him to get angry at God. And so it's so amazing and crazy how the people that's supposed to be the closest to him are telling him to curse God and to blame God for what was going on. And then next we have Joseph. Joseph was favored very well by his father. Amongst him and his brothers, I think he had 11 brothers. And so they were jealous of him. And like I said before, there are going to be people in your life who are jealous. It can be family, it can be friends, whatever. So they came against him because he was favored by his father. Now, Joseph didn't ask for this favor. He didn't do anything in particular, anything special. He was just being who God had made him to be. And a lot of times people will get mad at you because you're being who God called you to be, but you can't get mad. This is what God told me to be. You can't get mad at me or get upset with me because I'm like this. This is who God made me to be. And then finally we have Abel, and we have the story of Cain and Abel. They both brought sacrifices unto God, and God favored the sacrifice of Abel over Cain's, and Cain was upset. He was jealous because he felt that his his sacrifice should have been favored more. And what did he do? He ended up killing his brother, his own brother, his flesh and blood, because God did not favor his sacrifice as much as he did Abel. And so when you look back on all these stories, it's just it's a recurring theme of being mindful of who you surround yourself with, and understanding like who's growing with you and who's holding you back. So it's important to think about that. And so I thank you all for listening to today's topic. Like I said in my previous video, I'm working on a consistent posting schedule. But when something comes to mind, I'm going to post. But I thank you all again for tuning in. And you all have a blessed night. And you just be blessed and be great on purpose for a purpose.